You look beautiful, Mikka. All right, so my name is Cassie Skemper, and I work with primarily pregnant women who are really interested in having a deep and meaningful birth experience. Women who really want to honor this season of life and approach their pregnancy and their birth with intention and really make the most out of this opportunity in this time in their life. And if you don't already know this about Mikka, you'll definitely find out through this ceremony that she fits that bill 100%. And she has been coming to the pregnancy circles that I facilitate through Natural Resources if you're in the Bay Area. And Mikka has been coming since she was in your second trimester, right? Yeah. And it's just been so beautiful getting to know Mikka, over these last several months. We kind of knew each other in passing before, but really developed our relationship within the last, 4 or 5 months. And it's been beautiful just watching how Mikka has grown through this process. And I've really seen you, Mikka, navigate uncertainty, going into certainty, really tuning into your intuition, following your gut, really taking a stand for the type of experience that you want, and really growing into this beautiful mother who you already are. So it's such an honor to be asked to facilitate this for all of you. And I just think it's such a beautiful testament to the friendly, warm, inviting person that Mikka is, that there are so many of you on this call. And I was just blown away by the responses that I got in email too, of I sent out the message to all of you, a fair amount of people, and okay, thank you, great. So I just want to explain a little bit what a mother's blessing ceremony is. You could think of it as an alternative to a baby shower. And really, in my mind, the key differences are that a baby shower is really for baby and is really logistical support for the family and for the mother. But you could also say that it's normally somewhat surface level, and honoring the rite of passage that birth is for her, Mikka, in her life. And it takes us back to a time when we would celebrate the changing seasons of our life, celebrate these big rites of passages in our life. And then the other thing that I just wanted to say is adjusting to the new times of COVID, where we're not able to gather in large groups anymore in person right now. I've found that connecting in this way over Zoom in the structure of the mother's blessings are really a way to create space for the mom, and creates a space for her to really be seen by her community. And another big thing that I love about mother's blessings is that it really highlights that bringing a baby into the world is not just about the individual mom and the individual baby. It's really way more than that. It's a community event. And you can think of it like when a baby is brought into the world, the wheel turns for everybody. Parents become grandparents, sisters become aunts, friends become aunts, and really this extended family is created. And that's really what the intention for this mother's blessing is that we just presence that. And Mikka said something to me that really stood out. It was that not only is every person unique, but every relationship is unique. And not only does Mikka have a special and unique relationship with each one of you, but she envisions each one of you having a special and unique relationship with her baby. And that's really why you all are invited into this space today, is to hold hold that level of community around Mikka, and to show up for her and just send her our blessings, send her our love, and really just tell her that we're with her and that we see her. All right. So the frame for today is we're first going to start by sharing our special and unique connections with Mikka. You could share like how you know Mikka, what inspires you about Mikka, really like what you love about her. And then after that, we'll move on and Mikka will speak to what this transformation means for her, in the frame of this birth being a rite of passage. Like, what is she letting go of and what is she stepping into through this experience? And then we'll start to focus on her birth, and Mikka will share her intentions for her birth experience. And then we'll go ahead and send our blessings for her labor, which will be any day now as she's entering her laboring time. So with that, I just want to start by inviting you all, if you'd like, to take this opportunity to share about your unique relationship with Mikka. There are not many in our society where we're really able to tell someone in this way how much they mean to us, how much they inspire us, how much we love them, and how much we see them. So if you feel called, please press or raise your hand. And again, that's just pressing the participants button at the bottom of the screen. And then in the white box that shows up, just pressing the raise hand button on the bottom right. And I'll just call people as I see their hands raised. And then once I call your name, please unmute yourself and share your special connection, special relationship with Mikka, what she means to you, how you know her, and also how you've been inspired by how Mikka has shown up on her motherhood journey. If you know Mikka, you know that this has been a journey for her, and it's been a beautiful one with ups and downs and twists and turns, and she's really here on this call, I feel so grounded in herself, more than I've ever seen her. And I also just want to say that, or ask that you please be mindful of the time. We're going to be wrapping up this section of sharing our relationship with Mikka at 10 to the hour. And I really want to invite you to express your heart, but also just be mindful that there's going to be a lot of other people on the call who will also want to share as well. All right. So I see some hands raised already. I'd love to invite A. Thornton to share. Go ahead and
Hi, this is Amanda. Can you all hear me? Yes. All right. Mikka, this is Amanda. I think that we first met probably in Stefan's apartment, cooking food, lots and lots of food. And then you became one of my first acro yoga teachers and one of my favorite. And that went into dessert and bodywork parties, which are always such a unique experience, and also where I learned a whole lot of very, very useful massage. So I'm here to support you because I know this has been a journey, and I know that somewhat like you're starting to teach classes, this is probably something that you've approached in an organized way, but in a way that it can be a little bit nerve-wracking. And I wanted you to know that you were always one of my favorite teachers because you didn't let that anxiety stop you from teaching. It actually added to the teaching because, as you probably know, I don't like flying, but you were always pretty clear that there were things that you could do, and even though it made you a little bit nervous, you could still learn to do them. So I hope that you'll take that spirit with you as you go through this whole process and know that your body is strong and flexible and wonderful, and it will serve you very well. And that is all for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. I'd love to invite Mike Gittleman to share.
Hey, Mika. I'm echoing somebody.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, except you gotta mute yourself. Okay, cool. Okay, this question feels a little overwhelming. If I think about historically, because I've known you for 10 years now, you've been my closest friend. I guess when I think about you and this process, I think about how like intentional and courageous you are, where you really decide on what you want and what's important to you, and you just make that decision and you go after it with and you have gone after this with everything that you've got, from trying to get finances together to learning about pregnancy as much as possible, to not letting all of the fears and doubts and expectations from other people stop you. And that's something that I really admire a lot about you, and something I'm really proud of. And it inspires me to do the same as much as I tend to drag my feet on things, as you well know. So, I love you.
From my moment. It's really great to be here with you, Mikka, and I'm very inspired by your process in what I've read about and what I've heard about your process of getting pregnant and becoming a mother. And I'm, as a mother myself, it's been, I felt very intentional about the process, and it's very meaningful to me, and I'm grateful that I get to share that with you. Just even though we haven't talked in a while and we don't see each other that much. I've known Mikka for, yeah, I don't know, 10 or 12 years through acro yoga. I don't really even remember how we met. We've done a lot of things together. She was at my wedding. We pole danced together in a very kind of a challenging, and what I really appreciate about you is that you're just so great at, I don't know, being part of like challenging things in a really present way. And like, I just, I think you'll be amazing at doing that in your birth process and as a mother, and just being able to like embrace the broad range of feelings and experiences that come up in life. I think you're an amazing inspiration for that. And yeah, I'm really glad I can come, and it's nice. I feel very emotional hearing other people talking about you. So I'm very grateful and very excited about this little baby Mikka the baby Minx. I think I'm gonna call her baby Minx because that seems more appropriate. But yeah, I look forward to the ceremony and meeting your baby and the end of COVID and getting to touch a baby. Thanks.
Thank you. I'd love to invite Susan to share.
Yeah. Hi, I've known you since the moment you were born, and we've shared many good experiences together for years and had a lot of fun together. And I just want to say that having a child is a wonderful experience because you get to experience the world again on the first time around. Just like when you were young, you experience that through your baby and your little girl. So good luck. Thinking of you always.
That's Grandma. That's Nana. And I'm Susan. I'm Mika's mom. And I'm impressed with your courage and determination. And it will be an amazing journey. You will have many surprises and many joys. Looking forward to helping you with all of that.
Thank you so much for sharing. It's so beautiful to have generations represented here as well. Another intention of these ceremonies in my mind too is to remember that not only are you surrounded in community in this birth process, but you're also women who have come before you, your mother, your grandmother, all of your ancestors, all of the women in the planet who have given birth before you, and you're held in between and after you, all the people after you that will give birth. You're a part of the circle of life. I would love to invite Laura to share, Laura the Gypsy.
Hello. I'm looking for Mika again on the video, but you do look so beautiful, Mika. And I know Mika through multiple sources. I also can't remember exactly when I met Mika, but I know that I knew your name quite a bit before I met you. And then I met you through some of my favorite circles of people and dance and acro yoga. And I consider you a thought leader in your generation. I won't be the first person to mention your courage, and I don't think I'll be the last person to mention your courage, but you're not afraid of fear itself, and you're not afraid to be vulnerable, and you're not afraid to speak out. And I think that you have added to myself and other people in ways that you don't even know about. I mean, I could talk to you, Mika, for 15 minutes and then think about that conversation and talk about that conversation for an hour. So having you as a thought leader, as a mother, is just going to be like super powered. I'm so glad that you have decided to do this, and as mindful and as independent thinking as you are, I know you're going to be a great mother.
Thank you for sharing. Next, I'd love to invite Farouk.
Hi, Mika. It's so lovely to see you. We haven't known each other that long and only met a couple of times, and you've made an impression on me from the start. I think we met at Josh's comedy event, and you had a great set that was so real about your desire to become a mother, and with so much joy and like comedy intertwined into just like your personal story, that it spoke to me right away that like this is a great person that I want to get to know better. And throughout the time that I've known you, you've just been so clear and determined and focused on like what you want for yourself and how you want it in all circumstances and in all sorts of ways. And it's been inspiring and delightful just to see that, and then to see you become pregnant, and the journey you've gone on has been just wonderful, and I'm so excited and happy for you. And I'm keeping it short for others.
Thank you for sharing. Sarah Weinstein, would you like to unmute yourself and share?
Sure. I'm Mika's sister. Hey, Mika. So I've known you since I was born, probably. And one of the things I appreciate about you and your role in my life is you've obviously been an inspiration and a mentor. But I feel like I have a lot of memories of you like looking out for me and thinking a lot about, you know, what would make my life even better or like more fun, or like you just spend a lot of energy enriching my life. So I'm really grateful for that. And I think that's something that's going to make you a really amazing mom. I think one of the things you love is like bringing meaningful experiences to others. So I'm excited for you to get to do that with a little person. And I also just wanted to say that I admire the way you live with intention. how well you know yourself, and the way you choose to have abundance, I think, is really beautiful, and it's something I try and learn from you, because I really admire it, and I think it's amazing. Anyway, I love you, and I'm super excited for your journey. That's it.
Beautiful. Thank you. Paul Cook.
When the boys do laundry, do they do warm or cold? Or
So this is Willoughby Cook. I'm on a family's computer, so I think Mika realizes that. I'm so happy to see you, Mika, and it's so remarkable because I haven't seen your face for a long time, basically since conception, almost. And it's been so amazing to sort of see your journey. And what I admire about you is just in the 5 years that I've known you, the sort of organic quality of your growth. And because I don't get to see you very often, I always see, like, it's very clear every time I see you that you've continued to evolve as a person. And what I've noticed in you is that you, despite being fearful at times, you don't back away from that, and you tend to dive right in feet first. And that is super inspiring to me. And I've been really honored to be a part of your embodiment projects. And I look forward to seeing you and being with you again and meeting baby. I think you're going to be an incredible mom.
Beautiful. Thank you. Ramsey Amadilla.
Hello, hope you're able to hear me from here. Well, I know Mika for about 3 years. I met her dancing, and then at a party, and she approached me with confidence, and so I felt that, so I started talking to her, and then we start talking, and she would start talking, of course, about men, and it was fun. It was a way to connect. Then we got to know each other. I got to know her. She loved to make events and make people have fun. And the best parties that I remember has always been Mika's, or she will have been around somehow. I love how she doesn't have fear, or maybe ignores it. It looks like she doesn't have fear. She just acknowledge the thing that she wants and pursue that. And motherhood will be the latest example, and I love that. I always admire that. You're an amazing person. I love you, and I love that you are bringing an extension of yourself into the world, and I'm excited to see how it's gonna turn out.
Thank you. Tara.
Hello? I couldn't hear your audio cut out, but I think you said my name. I have known Mika for a long time. We met through acro yoga, and at that time I was a pretty new teacher, and it was so awesome for me because she was like the student that came back to class the most, and I was super thrilled that I had returning students. And then we reconnected over the last year through Embody Festival after being disconnected for a while. And it was so wonderful for me to like re-meet her and remember what an inspiring person she is at just always kind of exploring what other people kind of fear. Like, she goes right for the part that feels right for the edge of what feels scary, and like stays there and looks at it. And I think that's really amazing. I've been so happy to get to know her again.
Thank you, Tara. Marissa Fenning, would you like to go next?
Hi, I hope you can hear me okay. I'm in my car. Hi, Mika. I'm so happy to be here. I met her about a month ago. Mika reached out to me, and in her email, she described herself as a single mom by choice and was looking for a photographer to take some sexy photos of her pregnancy. And her vision for that shoot was so sweet, and we had so much fun. And as I'm sure you all know, Mika is like an instant friend to anyone and everyone that she meets. It sounds like you all have had these really special, immediate kind of connected feelings with Mika, and I had the same thing. It just took us about 30 minutes into a phone call to decide that I was gonna photograph her birth. So, Mika, I am so excited to be there with you during your labor, and I'm just really celebrating you, and thank you so much for having me and welcoming me into this chapter. It's clear that you are so radiant, and I can imagine your birthing process is going to be beyond beautiful. So thank you so much for having me.
Sure. Mark, would you be able to share next?
Sorry, I didn't hear my name. Yeah, I didn't hear it. Hey guys. Actually, I'm gonna turn off the video to save on bandwidth here. So I've known Mika for years now, and she's been in all my experiences, she's always been a gathering point of people, for whether it be for her birthday, and she's always also on her kind of cutting edge of new things, like from Soul Cycle to like how to make chocolate, to all sorts of events. And I was thinking when she approached me a while ago, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a baby." I was a little surprised. I was like, "Oh wow, that seems really involved." And I don't think I took it seriously, when I was told about this like a year ago or something, or 2 years maybe. And I thought, oh, there's so many layers, like things I can't honestly appreciate how much is involved with it. I don't have any idea about the scale of what's involved. But then I thought about an event that she had produced, and I thought, oh, like that's right, she's this event producer also, and she's successfully coordinated all these different moving parts and complexities of an event. And I realized like she's such a great candidate for pursuing this, because she's capable of managing very complex things with success. And so I'm really thrilled to see how this all comes out, and I'm very confident that she'll just have this. I mean, it sounds like the path's already been wonderful for her, and I know she's gonna have an amazing child, and I really want to see how that keeps blossoming. So thanks for inviting me. Also, thanks for allowing me to be a part of this beautiful transition. Thanks.
Thank you. Catherine?
Hi, can you guys hear me? Yeah, okay. So I met Mikka about 12 years ago in 2008, yoga teacher training. And we've been friends since then. And sometimes we don't see each other as much, but I feel like you're really kind of just like a staple of my time in the Bay Area, and someone who I know will always kind of be there. And whenever we do get together, it's wonderful. And I'm really grateful to have had you in my life for so long. I admire your confidence so much, and just knowing like what you want for yourself and doing things that other people might not understand, but just knowing for yourself what's right. And I think that is such an awesome characteristic for a parent to have. And I think your daughter is going to be like the luckiest person in the world to have you raising her. So I'm very excited to meet her, and I'm excited to be back in the area and hopefully spending more time with you. And I hope I can support you in any way possible. I think this is really inspirational to see you do this on your own, because, you know, not everyone is up to it. And I think you're going to be an amazing mother. So congratulations. I'm very excited for you.
Thank you for sharing. Derek?
Hi. So I've known Mikka for about 12 years. We met at Burning Man, and I love how we just kind of fell into this really easy friendship. We were party buddies at a bunch of different parties. And when I left the Bay Area for like 8 years and I came back, it just seemed like our friendship just like totally resumed, and I felt really welcomed back into our community, into our friendship, into San Francisco. I think you were kind of my kind of gateway back to the city. So yeah, and one thing I've really appreciated, two things I've really appreciated about you is one, the kinds of people that you attract around you are amazing. And I always enjoy going to your events just because of the kinds of people that you attract. And two, because of the level of intentionality that you bring to everything, like the way you really cultivate the atmosphere at your parties, and like what should people bring and what should they wear and like what kind of food, and there's just a lot of intentionality that you bring to everything. And I feel you doing that with this baby that you're having, and the way that you really thought about it for like almost for over 10 years. Like I remember before I left, we were talking about this and the books you're reading, and just like, I think you're going to have an amazing child and you're going to be an amazing mom. And it's been amazing to be able to see this and to be part of this journey. So yeah.
Hey, Mikka. I met you at one of your events, as everybody else has been to many of them, and I just had the night of my life at your event, and was so inspired about like how beautiful, like I don't know, I was new to the Bay Area and had never, you know, experienced all the you know, there's a litany of things I could name, but all the different types of ways of expressing oneself and having fun and entertainment and whatever that were going on at like your bodywork and dessert party, for example. Shibari and everybody doing yoga together and massage and chocolate and everything. So I just had an incredible time, and it was kind of like a little mini Burning Man or something, the type of experience that explodes my mind about what is possible, how life can be lived with other people and shared. And so I have been grateful to you ever since, and attended many more of your events, and been fortunate to do so, and just to soak in the vibe and the way of being that you exude, and that you create events for everybody to relate to each other, is really special and unique, and has meant the world to me. And yeah, and I also want to say that I love how we share a perspective on transformation and kind of the poetry of reality. And you can always, I can always come to you and feel like there's somebody else who gets me in that way, to create life as art. And so, and to think of life as a kind of art. And so I just want to say, so those are two things that are dear to me about you, and have inspired me about you, and that make me feel connected to you. And I want to say that I am very excited for you, and I know that this is a yet another of many major journey, and I'm eager to see how you go through it as a witness and to help how I can, and I love you, and I'm excited for you. So thank you for including me in this mother's blessing, and I wish you all the best in your next chapter. And it's amazing to see you surrounded by so many people who also care and love you. So, so thank you anyway for being wonderful in my life.
Thank you, Jared. Lewis?
So hi, I'm the grandfather to be, and obviously I've known Mikka since birth. Was very late for, and she's been trying to make up for lost time ever since. But you can't help but be impressed by what a person can do if they have the drive, and she has an incredible drive. I don't think I ever saw that, but it's impressive. So we're all excited. This is the last baby we have with Sarah. So this will be the first one in about 24 years, and yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting. You want to say anything, Laura?
No, I'm just excited for you, and excited for you to welcome this new person into the world, and delighted to see all of the love and support that you have there, and just hope everything goes really well, and I hope that if we can help in any way, that we would like to.
Beautiful. Taylor Newcomb?
Hi, everyone. It's so special to see all of the faces and people that love and support you, Mikka. I met Mikka about a month ago, and about an hour after talking with her, we had such a strong connection, and she shortly after asked me to be her birth doula. I'm so looking forward to being alongside you, Mikka, through your journey of becoming a mother. You're so beautiful inside and out, and thank you for inviting me on your journey.
Thank you, Taylor. That's such a sweet story. Thank you for sharing that. Emily Barney?
Hi, Mikka. It's so fun that both of the doulas are going back to back. So I met Mikka also about a month and a half ago now, and it was very similar experience. We had a phone call. I knew very little about the type of help or the type of mom. I just knew that someone needed help around August, and she lived in the Bay Area, and Mikka was on the other end of that call. And I'm really, really glad that it was. I'm a new doula, and so she's actually going to be the second mom who I help. The first mom I helped was a really dear friend of mine. And so getting to be a doula for you and your baby is such an honor, because we were able to connect so quickly, and the confidence that you had in me to be able to support you makes me feel that I know how good of a mom you're going to be, because your instinct is clear. And hearing about the experiences that all of these people have had with you for decades is so inspiring, because I get to, I get to take care of you, and I feel that being a part of this, knowing you, I get to know you deeper in this experience and have a better way to help you, which won't be difficult because you're doing this so intentionally. As everyone said, everything in your life is that way. And just knowing you the short amount of time that I have, I can see that. And I can see your courage right off of the bat. Listening to your story and listening to your journey was so impactful. And it doesn't feel like I have much to help you with because you've already done so much work to get to this point. I'm just honored to be able to let you lift your, put your feet up and enjoy the fruits of this labor, this really beautiful labor that you're going to have, and getting to birth the way that you want to birth. I can't even say proud, but like, I'm just so glad that you're choosing to do it the way that you want to. And that will translate into the way that you parent your baby. And I'm just so excited for this journey to continue and for when she gets to arrive. And thank you for inviting me into your life and allowing me to care for you. And I can't wait to do it. So namaste. I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Emily. All right, so we have our last two shares. We'll do Allison and then Laura.
Hi. I love you so much. And I think the thing I love the most about you is how magic you are. Like, you make divorce fun, and like, I've eaten so many of your cakes, and like, there's this technical way that you are skillful, but you just walk into a room and anything you touch turns to gold. So like, you have all this experience behind you, but what I just love is how you like let your creativity and your genius take you and just fearlessly follow wherever it wants you to go. And it's like you listen to that voice inside. And so I have no doubt that this will be as magical as everything else you've ever engaged with, and it will become like just so epic. And I just love you so much, and it's just been so long, and we've been in so many scenes, and this is just like such a I don't even know what the words are, but I don't even know what's going to happen next because it's you, and I'm glad that I'm here.
Thanks, Allison. And Laura.
Okay, so first I messaged Beth, who had microphone issues, and I wanted to make sure that their typed message got on the recording. So I'll read that first and then I'll do my piece. So this is from Beth Moore. They've known Mikka for over 10 years, and Mikka is always such a creative inspiration. I have experienced the most unique events through her and met interesting people along the way. I admire her determination to create this motherhood journey for herself in the way that works for her. Love you, Mikka, and I'm holding space for you to bring your daughter into this world gently and lovingly with your water birth. You are an inspiration, and I can't wait to meet your daughter and witness you as a mother. XOXOXO. And speaking for myself, hi, I'm Laura, she, they. I met Mikka at like cabin adventure in Tahoe with friends, and it was so special and so magical to attend what I thought was like friends hanging out in the woods in a pretty place, and instead was this amazingly planned like supporting loving baby conception, pregnancy, coming energy. And Mikka, it was so wonderful to celebrate you and love on you in that space. And thank you so much for including me in that everything you touch feels like magic. I agree with everybody who's spoken before. And I wish you so much joy in your pregnancy and with your birth and all the things that you'll learn about yourself, and all of the magic that you'll get to bring to the world by shaping another human so intentionally. And with all that joy, I also wish you a lot of authenticity. I have no doubt that you'll be honest about what you're feeling. And I think that feelings other than positive feelings about babies are quite taboo in this culture. And I just wish you all the authenticity to a hard time too, because motherhood will bring all the feelings. So I'm with you and I witness you and I care about you deeply and I wish you well.
Thank you, Laura. And so Mia requested to share, to be the last share. And before she does, to wrap us up, I just wanted to say that Mikka told me that she loves to receive what she calls rainy day notes. And I just want to offer that if you didn't get a chance to share on the call, but you'd like to send some love her way, she has invited in some postpartum rainy day notes. So if you want to put your love and blessings into a note and send it her way, I will send out her address in our follow-up email if she's comfortable with that. Otherwise, we'll figure out another way to connect. And so Mia, if you would share, we'd love that.
Will do. Hopefully you can hear me. Hi, everyone. Hi, Mikka, my love. I just for you. And I mean, let's start at the beginning. How I met you was years ago at what I think is like the most quintessential San Franciscan experience, which is cat acro yoga. I knew we would be friends right away because you were teaching acro with Amira and I brought Sigma, my cat, and I was just like, that's it. I adore this person, whoever she is. But I think honestly, if I were to really summarize what I absolutely respect and admire about both our friendship and about you as a person, it's two things. The first thing is how raw you are. You've always, to me, been one of the most authentic people I've ever met. You will go where no one will go. You didn't care ever about, being silenced, about speaking up about things, which I admired so much. You spoke up about anything, whether it was taboo. You spoke about feelings, whether it was positive or just in a great way. It allows other people to be raw themselves and to find authenticity, I think, is like the biggest goal in life for us to achieve self-actualization. The second thing, which I think is super relevant to being a mama and which I've admired about you as a friend, is how resilient you are, how you're willing to kind of go along, learn a lesson, package it, again, be raw again about it, and share with others what you've learned. And I have no doubt that you will make the most fantastic mom. I won't take up a lot of our time, but I will share a small little tidbit, especially for the sake of our recording. I've been keeping a lot of like Polaroids and things like that. And I found so many Polaroids of us at like Rainbow, buying a lot of cacao, Halloween or some kind of costume. And then of course, like all of the soccer memories that we have. I want you to know I adore you. I can't think of a person, a human that I know that would be a better mother. And I'm so excited for you. So I send you so much blessings, so much love, and so much strength. Love you.
Beautiful, thank you. And Mikka, I just wanted to make sure you saw in the chat that Julia Textor sent, wishing you the best. Thank you for connecting back in a positive, bright light. Holding you, grace for a wild ride of love. And I just wanted to reflect how inspired I am hearing all these shares from your community, Mikka. I was really touched by you have people who you've known here for decades, and you have people who you've just met this month. And you have invited them all in on this very intimate level that I really am in awe of. And what I've heard from everyone share is that they feel so connected to you, that I am really touched and inspired by the shares coming through your community, Mikka, specifically how there's people who you've known all your life, people who you've known for decades, and then people who you've just met within the month even. And all these people feel so close to you, and it's really because you have invited them in. And I feel like that's because you show up in the world with such an open heart. And to what Laura and Sonia said, you show up so authentically. And it really makes people feel like they can let their guard down around you. It's just the sense that I get. And I just wanted to highlight some themes that I heard from your community of how intentional you are in every aspect of your life, and how this motherhood journey is no different. How you show up so courageously and brave and fearlessly. How you have this magic about you where you walk into a room and the energy just shifts. And how you bring that magic to others. And part of your magic is creating experiences to invite other people in, which I really feel like is your gift. And what a gift that will serve you in your motherhood for this baby. And Mikka, I just wanted to ask you if you wanted to share anything about hearing all these things and what you want to say to your community and why this ceremony is special to you.
Yeah, thank you. Can everyone hear me okay? Yeah. Wow, it was so incredible to be seen. What a gift that is to get to be seen. I've never experienced anything even close to that in my entire life. So that was incredible. And I just want to say that it's amazing because I hadn't, in a lot of ways, no idea how people see me. I didn't know that you see me as fearless. So that was, and raw, things I strive to embody. So wow, that was such a gift to me. Thank you so much. I really am passionate about a lot of those things. So it's so amazing. Yeah, it means the world to me, like I've mentioned, to have everyone show up for me and show up here for everybody and for our community in this little ceremony. And for me, it's about you know, I of course I love to celebrate birthdays and many things, but to me it's not about what the focus is, but it's about everyone's individual unique experience and how we can inspire each other and support each other as a community. So so that's what this ceremony means to me. I've never had this much focus on myself and yeah, all of this, which is really weird, but I really yeah, I see birth as just another wonderful way to reflect on you know, what new life means to all of us in our community. So and the unique relationship that you'll each have with my new young creature in our community. So I think that's all I wanted to say about that. Let's see if I wanted to say anything else. Yeah, so thank you so much, and I hope this is a wonderful experience for you in your life, and that you continue to connect and communicate to me the ways in which this kind of thing is, you're thinking about it, or it's inspiring to you, or any kind of collaboration around it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mikka. And I just am seeing a note from Angelina. I'm sorry, Angelina, I didn't see your blue hand, but I just wanted to share her love to you. I wanted to send you so much love for your journey of initiation into mamahood XX. You are radiant, adored, and sending ripples out to the world in everything that you do. Wishing you this initiation is full of grace and ease and a love that you won't know till you hold your baby in your arms. Much love, XXX. And that's a really good transition because the next thing we're going to talk about is Mikka's intention for this transition in her life. And circling back on how birth is a rite of passage. And what I mean by that is that it's an event where you're letting go of an old identity and stepping into something completely new, a new identity that you've never had before. And of course, this doesn't all happen in a moment. And what I'm speaking to is like archetypally letting go of your maiden and stepping into your mother. And this doesn't happen in a moment. However, birth is a threshold event. And I like to think of it like New Year's Eve. Like there's this energy to it where it's a turning of a page. It's a significant event in one's life where we have the opportunity to speak our intentions into what this means in our life. And that's what I want to invite Mikka to do. And speaking to how I think of maiden energy is I think of a maiden to be super exploratory and curious, someone who's pure of heart and wants to taste all the flavors of the world, who wants to experiment and get the most out of life, someone who runs through a meadow of sunflowers just because they want to see what it feels like. And a mother to me is someone who is unconditionally loving and generous, someone who approaches caretaking sacredly. A mother is someone who takes radical self-responsibility for herself and her family, someone who is connected to her inner strength and her wisdom. And beyond the archetypes, speaking to the transformational energy of birth, similar to New Year's Eve and writing New Year's resolutions, something that Mikka and I have been talking about is what this birth means for her in her journey of transformation and her journey of birth beyond becoming a mother. And in this, looking at birth as an opportunity to let go of stories, beliefs, fears that no longer serve her and step into a powerful new identity. So, Mikka, I want to first invite you to bring out that salt flame that we set up. And I'm going to ask Mikka to speak her fears, stories, beliefs, old identities, anything that she's letting go of into the flame. And Mikka, as the flame burns, I invite you to just take your time with each statement and just feel it dissolve into the flame. And our role as your community is to witness you. And I invite us, after each statement goes into the flame, to say, and so it is. And what I imagine is us all hearing Mikka say the statement and then unmuting and saying, and so it is, and muting ourselves again. And I know it's not going to be perfectly timed, all of us together. However, I really want Mikka to feel that we are with her. And I think that Mikka hearing a chorus of voices will be really beautiful. And I also just want to say, Mikka, that in this process, this ceremony, the flame is going to burn for as long as the flame is going to burn. And I invite you, if there's a moment that you get to where you think, I've said all that I have to say to the flame, and the flame is still burning, I just invite you to look even deeper inward and see if there's anything else there, anything that's on your heart that you want to express. All right. And when you're ready, Mikka, go ahead and light the flame. And I'd love if we could see you and the flame in the screen if possible.
Okay, did you tell them what I'm lighting here?
So this is Epsom salt and rubbing alcohol. It should be a gentle flame, but I would recommend you drop the match in it.
I'm planning to. Okay. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Perfect.
Okay. Hope that flame isn't too big.
So Mikka, just take a few deep breaths and just connect to this period of time that you're in, on the cusp of labor. You're in the waiting now. And this is the end of one journey and the beginning of the next journey. And you've put so much thought, consciousness, and intention into this path that you're walking. And just close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, connecting to all the conversations that you've had about what this process means for you, what this birth means for you. Connecting to everything that you've journaled. And from that place, speak into the flame what you are letting go of, what you don't want to take with you to the other side.
I'm letting go of feeling victim to my sensitivity.
And so it is.
And so it is.
So it is.
So it is.
So it is.
And should I keep sharing what I'm letting go of, or?
Yeah.
I'm letting go of feeling like I'm not enough.
And so it is.
And so it is.
So it is.
So it is.
And I'm letting go of believing that I can't do it.
And so it is. So it is.
And I feel like that kind of summarizes the main thing.
So it is.
Beautiful.
So it is.
So it is.
So it is.
Is the flame still burning?
It's really tiny. Should I add another match?
If it's still burning, it's good.
Okay.
And until the flame is out, we'll just hold you in that.
Okay.
And if anything else comes up, feel free to speak it.
Should I share what I'm stepping into?
Not quite yet.
Okay. It just went out.
And then one more time, we'll say, and so it is.
And so it
And
is.
so it is.
So it is. So it is.
So it is.
So next to what you are stepping into. And how I love to think about this is like your new identity as a mother is a blank canvas. And you have the opportunity right now to paint your blank canvas in colors that you choose. And I love the quote by Robin Sharma that everything is created twice, first in the mind and then in reality. And that's really what you're doing right now with this process and being witnessed by all of us, all of your friends and family who can see you as this person who you already are, this mother who you already are. So as you share, we will just see you as the person who you are describing. And at the end, I will prompt everyone to say once again, and so it is. So, Mikka, now that you've bravely let go of everything that you want to leave behind in this transformation, who is it that you're stepping into?
Yeah, so for me, it's been a huge challenge over the last, well, I've become aware over my whole life. This has been a big challenge. It's been very clear to me that my own sensitivity and feeling victim to that has been something that's really holding me back and coming up in a way that my response is like, I can't, I'm too overwhelmed. I can't deal with it, and just shutting out. And that's created a lot of unfortunate things in my life where I just didn't deal because I believed that was true. And now I am stepping into this place of power where I know that I have the resources and the ability to stay present and to feel what I'm feeling and hold space for myself and speak up and advocate. Although many of you see that, for me, it feels like I haven't been able to step into that really in the way that I want to. So for me, the word is powerful, and that really represents the feeling I have when I'm stepping into that fully.
Thank you, Mikka. And I invite you to just look at all these smiling faces, your community, your loved ones, your friends and family who already see you as that powerful, self-assured, intuitive mother. So next, we're going to turn our attention to your upcoming birth, which is so exciting. I love that you have your birth tub behind you and your ultrasound pictures. It's really perfect. Thank you for letting us all see that. And talking about birth as this rite of passage, that's kind of been the theme of this ceremony. Birth is the event where all that happens. And if you know Mikka, you know that she really loves birth. She's a birth doula. She, she's really excited for this. And she really has an expansive view of birth. And she's viewing this birth as her first big act as a mother. So I wanted to invite you, Mikka, to share about your intentions for this birth and your story of how you got here.
Yeah. So I think some people are curious, so I'm just going to share briefly when motherhood really came into my life and how I got here today. So I'm just going to share a couple moments on my journey. When I thought about when I wanted to become a mom, because people like to ask that question, or why, or something like that, I thought back to when I was a child, which is as far back as I can remember, the concept of motherhood when, for me, And I always just loved playing with animals and imagined like animal families and mom and baby. And this was like my fantasy. And that's when motherhood really started to enter my mind. And I have this one memory when I was a child, I don't know how old I was, and I was dressed up as a panda bear for Halloween, the costume my mom made me. And I had stuffed animals, and they were my 8 panda bear babies. And that was just one of the moments that I remember as a child, just really envisioning myself as a mother. And so motherhood has just always been like, yeah, that's totally what I'm gonna do. For me, it was not necessarily about something that was more traditional, as most things don't usually go that way for me. I wasn't envisioning like a 2-parent human family structure. I was more like envisioning that I was going to be a mama wolf and have a bunch of cubs and a huge tribe and run in the forest. That was kind of my vision for what it was going to look like when I grew up. So it wasn't even human. And so definitely I'm really aligning with animals and how they give birth and everything. So that's been a part of my journey as well. And let's see, what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, so for me, it wasn't about having this traditional human 2-parent family structure. It was just about motherhood and how much that was my vision for myself and my future. And so fast forward, I am in my 20s. I love my dating life, wonderful relationships. And then there was just a time when I decided it was, you know, I think I decided I wanted to be, or I was ready to be a mom in my early 20s. So I started out just like telling the guys I was dating that that's what I was going to do, but that like didn't go over very well. And so then I realized like, oh, okay, I have to like explain it in a different way of like, I'm just doing this on my own and you can participate if you want. And that sent me on the journey of hearing about the concept of an SMC, single mom by choice, which really resonated deeply with me because it was just so empowering and intentional. And so my transition point was 2 years ago in February of 2018 when I was dating an incredible guy named Ben. We had a breakup, an epic breakup with a breakup ritual, of course. And it was a very intense, painful breakup, of course. I don't always see things as negative, if you can't tell. But in that moment of transition, I saw it as an opportunity for space to do the next thing in my life. And I made the decision to prioritize becoming a mom over all the energy that I was putting into my dating life and my relationships. So that's when that journey started for me a couple of years ago. And since then, I have been pregnant 4 times, had 3 miscarriages, and learned so much about, gave myself a serious crash course in everything, pregnancy, birth, and parenting, and everything related that I could, so I could really understand what I was getting into by choosing this journey. So that has been also an incredible growth experience that I highly recommend. So that brings me to where I'm at today, which is preparing for this birth as a symbol for this, well, so much for me, but I guess as an event producer and how event production is one of my main forms of art, I really see these moments in our life, whether it's an epic experience that we have or we create, or it's a moment of transition like birth, to highlight and focus on what that resembles for us in our life, And that's what this birth really is for me. It's a huge representation of my journey and everything that I am and that I've chosen to be and that I'm stepping into. And yeah, it's the birth of me becoming a mother, which is a decision that I chose. And that's huge. That's huge, because if you've ever tried to do something that you didn't, you know, think you could do, or like you're just like, I'm gonna do something that's impossible. So that's that's what this feels like to me around this specific thing. So yeah, the birth has really highlighted how much I am a yes to being a single mom by choice, a yes to birth and everything that comes with the intensity, which is, for me as a highly sensitive person, it is a huge challenge to say yes to all of the intensity that I have heard and seen and witnessed as so much bigger than me and indescribable. And to just say yes to every sensation that I'm going to feel in the way that I'm going to do my birth at home, as self-guided and unassisted as I can. Of course, with a wonderful support team around me, but really to fulfill that intention, to step into that sensitivity instead of feeling like I can't do it or that I'm overwhelmed, but just step into that powerful animal primal nature that is within me, that I have been really challenged to feel to its full extent. So the birth, yeah, it really represents elements of the empowerment, the independence, the self-directedness of it all, and what I'm really capable of. And I think the last thing I'll say about it is, well, okay, a couple things. One is that the moment when I knew that this was the right path for me was when I had a huge sense of relief. So I feel like there's often these things, these times in our life when we're like, should I move to that place? Should I break up with that person? Should I choose this really big thing, which could take my life into a whole different direction? And as soon as I made the choice to intentionally go down that path, I had such a huge sense of relief. My dating life got better. And everything just feels so right. So it's just been so wonderful. And it's just been a continual like, yes, and sense of relief. And that's been wonderful. And the other moment that just happened a few days ago was, didn't think I was into altars, but I just got the random inspiration to create a birth altar, not create a birth altar, but I just started finding things that had represented part of my journey and how important that would be to me to see at my birth, or, you know, to focus on as my birth is approaching and in labor. And, you know, I really believe that we are made up of what we focus on. I didn't say that exactly how I wanted to, but just that whatever we focus on becomes our reality. And that's what's been driving me my entire life. And I believe that I can just turn anything I dream up into reality. And so for my birth, not that I'm attached to it looking a certain way, but it is really important for me to remember what's important to me and hold those intentions. And these elements on my altar are a representation of that. So it's just become another way to reflect back to myself the journey that I'm on and the ways in which I'm stepping into my power.
Wow, Mikka, that is so powerful. Thank you so much for sharing. It looks good on you, motherhood. So this last part of this ceremony is creating a necklace for you for your birth, and it's another item that you can put on your birth altar, and you could wear it during labor and remember that we are all with you. you could hold it during labor. That's something that I did with my 2 births. It was like I held it and I went back to this moment, and like I connected back to all the people who are thinking of me, all the people who believe in me, all the people who see me as this powerful wolf mama. And so how this is going to work is each bead in your necklace will represent a person on this call. And I'd love to invite everyone here to once again raise their little blue hand of doing the participants and then raise hand button. And Mikka, if you could hold up a bead for each person so that they can speak their blessings into the bead. And then place the charged up bead into another bowl that you have. And then after the call, Mikka will assemble it into a necklace and put it on your altar, and then we'll send out a picture so we all know what the final product looks like. All right. And we've already got a lot of blue hands. So Mikka, just let me know when you're ready and I can start calling on people. And I also want to say that I got some blessings from people who couldn't make the call live, but they wanted to send their love. And I will, if you also have to run early, feel free to put it in the chat box and I'll read that out as well. And I know we have a couple more love notes to you in the chat box, so I'll make sure to get to those, but first I'll call on people live. Okay, so Tamara was the first hand that I saw, and just hold the little bead up, Tamara's bead.
Here with my little birth story right there. And I had a necklace with beads, and I talked to a lot of different, I interviewed like almost every woman I know about what it was like when they gave birth, and I had those beads with me when I gave birth, so this is very beautiful, and my computer's about to die. So I'm going to sing you one little paragraph of the song I wrote for Russo, who's right there, on the day that he was born, and this will be my blessing to you. On the day that you were born, the wind, it shook the tree. The sky, it filled with light, 'cause I knew you were coming home to me. And on the day that you were born, my heart, it filled with joy. The sky, it filled with love, 'cause I knew that you were here to stay. There's my blessing for you, Mikka, and I'm going to sign off pretty soon, but I look forward to being in touch. And have a great day.
Thank you. Farouk?
Mikka, I have 2 poems for you as my blessing, because poetry is just an expression of love, and you are just a giant bundle of love. But there's also some comedy in them because you are hilarious. And I'll read, yeah, there we go. Congratulations on your baby. We hear you created a cute little tot. You're staring adoringly, you love them a lot. Congratulations, good work. Let's all give a cheer. Your baby is cuter than you every year. And then the second poem is a little bit longer. It's called First Child, Second Child. First child. Be it a girl or one of the boys, it is scarlet all over its for the boys. It is red, spoiled. Could the obstetrician have possibly been a lobstertrician? His degrees and credentials were hunky-dory. House for an infantile inventory. Here's the prodigy, here's the miracle, whether its head is oval or spherical. You rejoice to find it has only one, having dreaded a 2-headed daughter or son. Here's the phenomenon all complete. It's got 2 hands, it's got 2 feet, only natural but pleasing because for months you have dreamed of flippers or claws. Furthermore, it is fully equipped, fingers and toes with nails are tipped. It's even got eyes and a mouth clear cut. When the mouth comes open, the eyes go shut. When the eyes go shut, the breath is loosed, and the presence of lungs can be deduced. Let the rockets flash and the cannon thunder. This child is a marvel, a matchless wonder. a staggering child, a child astounding, dazzling, diaperless, somewhat dumbfounding, stupendous, miraculous, unsurpassed, a child to stagger and flabbergast, bright as a button, sharp as a thorn, and the only perfect child ever born. Second child. Arrived this evening at 9:30. Everybody is doing fine. Is it a boy or quite the reverse? You can call in the morning and ask the nurse. Mikka, my blessing to you is I wish you so much joy in motherhood. You have been walking this path so clearly and with so much love, and I'm going to be impressed by how you will raise your daughter, and I'm thrilled and I'm so excited to have been a part of this. Thank you so much. I love you, and I wish you nothing but the most beautiful life as a mother.
Thank you, Farouk. That was really beautiful. A couple logistical things. I just want to remind everybody where the raise hand function is. So on the bottom of your screen, if you press participants, and then on the bottom right corner, press raise hand, and a little blue hand will pop up. And I also just want to ask if everyone who is not sharing can mute themselves. We had a little bit of background noise. Shelby, I don't know if you could hear me, but I think that might be you. Thank you so much. Okay. Jared, would you share next? Mikka, do you have a bead for Jared? Perfect.
Yeah, I didn't come prepared, unfortunately, but I want to say may you and your daughter experience all the magic and joy that you have brought into everyone else's life in such a more special way between the two of y'all.
Thank you. Tree Star?
Hi, Mikka. You're beautiful. You're such an inspiration to me to live a creative life. And I just ask that all the power of the women be with you, of every woman who's come before, every woman who's birthed before, be with you. You're not alone. You can do this. And I wrote a poem about women and their power, and I'd like to speak it. It's called She Speaks. She speaks, she sings, she dances. She laughs, she cries, she listens. She weeps, she bleeds, she knows. A good seed she does sow. She sits, she stands, she falls. She rises, she leaps, she crawls. She kneels, she prays, she receives. She trembles as she allows herself to grieve. She sheds, she bleeds, she feels. She surrenders and she heals. She plants the seed, she grows, she blooms. She swells like the full moon. She hopes, she waits, she dreams. For 9 months, she anticipates. She moans, she opens, she births, and then celebrates. Woman, life giver, she is who she is, and she lives to give. And she gives her all to everything. And that is you. Bless your birth, Mikka. Love you.
Thank you. Taylor Newcomb?
I have a quote that I found here. Trust that all you've learned was worth learning. Let whatever mysterious starlight that guided you this far guide you onward into the crazy beauty that awaits. Mikka, my wish for you is that your light guides you and that you have a flowing birth where you feel supported and loved.
Thanks, Taylor. Lewis?
So we selected a poem. So I've loved E.E. Cummings for over 40 years, and he speaks to love. And again, love is the heart of bringing this new person into the world. So we'll start.
Being to timelessness as it is to time, love did no more begin than love will end. Where nothing is to breathe, to stroll, to swim, love is the air, the ocean, and the land.
Do lovers suffer? All divinities, proudly descending, put on deathful flesh. Are lovers glad? Only their smallest joys, a universe emerging from a wish.
Love is the voice under all silences, the hope which has no opposite in fear, the strength so strong, mere force is feebleness, the truth more first than sun, more last than star.
Do lovers love? Why then, to heaven with hell. Whatever sages say and fools, all is well.
Wow, thank you for that. Paul Cook?
Mikka, I see you in your innate wholeness, and I'm sending love from my heart directly to you. And I'm wishing you ease, joy, and primal wisdom through your whole birth experience. And I'm wishing you curiosity through every day forth. I love you.
Thank you. Anna, then Tweenan.
Hi, Mikka. I saw this card in front of you. It says, trust yourself. And after hearing you talk about how you imagined yourself just surrounded by these animals, I thought it was also very fitting. And there's just a little reading to go with it. You are wise. You know how to grow even without knowing how you know. Like the ancient forests, spectacular galaxies, and the acorn that becomes the oak, there's a natural intelligence for growth that's beyond logic and reason. It just happens. There is so much is happening when the seed is still unbroken in the ground. Below the earth, it is summoning up all the might, power, and force it needs to push above the top soil and burst up into the light. Lots of blessings to you for your birth, Mother.
Thanks, Anna. Laura?
This Laura? There's so many Lauras. There's so many Lauras. I like got missed in the beginning because every time you said Laura, I went to unmute it. And so I'm Aunt Laura.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Laura. Yes, please share it, Laura.
So I just had to bring up something I would have said before. One of my fondest memories of Natalie was when she came to my house because Sacramento was bigger than Albany, where she was from, and she needed a special dress. And she had a burgundy colors in her brown hair. It was so beautiful. And she got a burgundy dress. And I always remember that glow and the pictures that she sent me afterwards of her prom or whatever special dance it was. And my blessing is that you continue this rainbow of color that you, I think is that my daughter making that noise?
Yes, sorry.
That you continue that rainbow of color and light into your daughter, which I know you will, because it was a beautiful thing to see. And I love you. I've got your back. Thank you.
And such a cute image. Caroline West.
Hi, Mikka. I lost you. It's been really touching to be a part of this, so thank you so much, and it's been so great to see and hear from you all. And it's been great to be on this journey with you, and I wish you a very relaxed and a relaxed and beautiful birth, and that you find all the wisdom in your body, and that your baby will soon hear your very magical and infectious laughter, and hopefully have the same beautiful laugh you do. Thank you.
Thank you. Mike Gittleman next.
Hey, Mikka. I want to say, I hope this experience I hope it's everything that you have dreamed it will be, and everything that you have planned that it will be, and that any surprises that you encounter are of the delightful kind. And I'll be here. Love you.
Thank you, Mike. Tara Q.
I wanted to send you some a blessing for your relationship with your daughter to be. May it bring you all of the joy and challenge for your collective growth.
Thanks, Tara. Emily Barney.
So my blessing to you, Mikka, for your birth is that you accept and celebrate the unknowns that are still left on this journey through your experience of birth, and to meet them with the strength and joy and curiosity that you've already approached this journey with. And I was not expecting to do this because I do not sing in front of anyone except my car. However, there's a really beautiful mantra that came to me at a time that helped calm me on levels that I didn't know it needed to be calmed. And through the experience of birth, sometimes that can be helpful. So I just wanted to share it with you, and your vulnerability and your courage and your journey is inspiring me to do this now. And please feel free to tap into this anytime during birth as a meditation as well. So here it is. You are loved, you are loved, you are loved. You are so loved. Believe me when I say you're loved. You are loved, you are loved, you are loved. You are so loved. Believe me when I say you're loved. Blessings. Blessings to you for your birth.
Thank you, Emily. Rose Harlow.
Hi, Mika. Um, I'm so incredibly proud of you for always listening to your heart and listening to your intuition and just letting the universe flow through you so freely and being willing to take the steps to create like your deepest desires and just bring them into the world. And my blessing to you and the beautiful girl growing inside of you is that you guys always continue to feel that universal pull and listen to it and be courageous in your following of it, and that you always feel just that nature flowing through you and trusting where it's leading you. And I read this book recently, Untamed by Glennon Doyle. It's an amazing book. And there's this thing in there where her friend is telling her and reminding her that she is nature, that every part of us is built from the galaxies and the stars and this earth. And there was such a peace in that, just that memory that we are always nature, and that if we just listen to ourselves, that's like all we need in this life. And so I guess my blessing to you is that memory and that thought, and just continuing to tap into that current for your birth and everything beyond that. So I love you, and I am going to be there holding space for you. I hope you send a blast out to us when you're actually in labor so that we can hold space for you too, because I would love to do that. So, mwah.
Thanks, Rose. Eva Zhang.
Hey, Mika. So there's 3 words, curiously alliterated, that kept on occurring to me throughout this whole ceremony, and 3 words that I think you radiate. And those 3 words are courage, curiosity, and creativity. And I really, really hope that you hold on strongly to these 3 themes. And I can't wait to see your child also radiate all 3 of them, because it's going to be absolutely beautiful. I have a quick poem from an author that I found online that I really reminds me of you as well. So I'm going to give it a quick read. Count all the ways you're beautiful, your soul and your spirit, your brilliant body and all the wonder within it, your heart full of love, your mind full of care, your eyes full of awe, your lungs full of air, your chest full of pride, your muscles full of strength, your brain full of questions, your compassion immense, your hands that can comfort, your words that can soothe, your conscience that roots you in the right, good, and true. You are a miracle, unique through and through. So count the ways you're beautiful and always be proud of you. Hold on to that strength, Mika. This chapter is going to be amazing.
Thank you. So we have several more blue hands, and we have a few minutes left on the call. So I just want to say it feels like we're going to be going over a little bit. And I just want to say that if you have to hop off right on the hour, that's totally okay. And I want to just say, if you do, just shoot me a note in the chat box and I'll call on you next so that we can make sure to get you in. All right. Next one I see is Jenna.
Hi, Mika. So my blessing for you and baby Minx is lots of love and laughter. And to represent love, I actually wanted to share this bracelet. And my mother actually gave this to me when I was a little girl, and it's been one of my most prized possessions. And it actually reminds me of you as well. And I see the pink and purple behind you. And I see the pink and purple in this bracelet and the cats. So I want to infuse that bead with all this love. And then also to represent laughter, I invite you to laugh with me with 3 laughter breaths. So would you mind unmuting yourself and we can do some laughter breaths together? So go ahead and inhale through the nose and exhale with a laugh. Inhale through the nose. Exhale with a laugh. And one last time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale with a laugh. Thank you so much, Mikka.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oops. Oh, sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Thank you for that, Jenna. That'll be such a great tool for birth. Next up, Rainbow Chen.
Hi, Mika. I feel so fortunate and blessed to be part of this, so thank you for including me. It's amazing to see how beautifully you're reflected. I'm glad you're able to open up to expand to receive all the goodness. For me, I'm just really inspired, right, to see you in this journey and your tenacity and courage. And so I have a couple songs for you. One is, well, first I wanted to say that I'm thrilled for you to be, I've been in 3 birth rooms and it's just amazing to get to witness the miracle of birth. So I'm so excited for you and that you get to do it the way you want to do it. So the first song is, I wish you the sunshine of springtime. I wish you a soft summer's rain. All the best things that life has to offer. I wish you till we meet again. And that song to me and beautiful and brought you to just breathe through it and just know that they're just in a moment and that they so love you and that they will find their way back to that and that you will find your way back to that with each other too. Yeah, just our tender souls sometimes need a lot more tending to as we navigate being with a little being who's finding their way through life too. So I just wish you so much ease and grace and strength and courage through the journey of parenthood as someone who's been an auntie and an alternative parent. I also want to send you my baby whisper superpowers because I was the only one that could put the first grandchild nephew to sleep. So just give you so much calm and limbic resonance to be so calming that the child can go to sleep easily and not wake up when you put them down in the crib. And also the parenting superpowers of being able to share life transformational principles in a way that little ones can really understand. So I know that that will be such an inspiration for you to creatively teach your little one all the ways to have magic and be magic in the world like you. And then the other song is a little lullaby that comes from a friend who runs a women's circle. So that community of women is infused in this one too. That's really sweet. Goes, you are so loved, you are so loved, you are so loved, you are loved. Thank you for being such a light, and I wish you much blessing and peace on this beautiful path of yours. And remember that you're surrounded by a community. So even though I'm in Hawaii now, I'm going to send all my super auntie skills to you and be ready to be here when you come visit someday.
Thank you. Jocelyn?
Hey, Mika. I just want to share a poem with you that I've found really inspirational. Remember that you're part of this big, beautiful story about the universe, that you can accomplish so much beyond your reach. You can, and so you will. May you have certainty of passion with it. It's called purpose. So I wish you certainty of passion as you take on this new purpose of being a mother. And may you and baby be healthy and happy.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Sarah Weinstein.
Mikka, I just have a couple blessings for your birth. I want to bless it with the feeling of being in your body. I know it's important to you, and I think you'll bring that. I want to bless it with a feeling of deeply trusting yourself, and I want to bless it with the feeling of being like really grounded in the moment, in the place. It's going to be a big moment. So those are the things I wish for your birth.
Thank you, Sarah. And Alan?
Hi, Mika. This is such a beautiful gathering of people. I'm so glad that you're so surrounded by just lovely, lovely humans. I was listening to a thing about parenthood the other day, and they described parenthood as sort of the role of the gardener. That the role of the gardener isn't to shape the thing that is going to grow, but to create the environment so that the growth can happen. And it's something that I know that you do so well, to like envision a space for growth and to allow that growth to happen. I'm just really excited for that. I know that we've talked about serendipity. I hope that you have so much serendipity that comes out of this experience. Yeah, just so much light. Thank you so much. So glad to see this conversation that we started having years ago come full circle. It's just really fun.
Thank you, Alan. And I see one more raised hand, Laura.
Hello. Let's see, video. And where did Mika's screen go? Hang on, I want to see. Oh, there you are. Hi, Mika. Okay. I want to bless you and your baby for a really special life together, and also wonderful identities and experiences that you cultivate individually. I hope that you continue to grow and explore and find joy in things that are special just for you, as well as that your child has the same opportunity, and that you also share many special times together. I hope that each of your lives complement and challenge each other, and just bring each of you to your greatest good. And I also wanted to say that your photos of you and a meerkat, as well as you on the beach, are absolutely glorious. And so all of that beauty that you emanate, and grace and strength and sexiness and wonderfulness and magic that you emanate, I hope that just keeps going for you, and that you have lots of anchors in life to remind you of all of your magic. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. And Allison Wall.
Hi. My intention for your birth and what's next is you have this generosity and attention outside of yourself that's so natural, and as a mother it's going to be pulled out of you even more. And so my wish is that today is the last day that's generated in your, like, from your fierce independence, and that you will be required to call on us and grow only to the, like that you'll know experientially how much we love you and how much, and like just if you could just have like one drop of the generosity you've given for the first part of your life, from now on you could just like give nothing else, and only accept what we want to bring to you. I look forward to that lesson of dependence that you will need to have, and I just love you so much, and I hope this necklace like encircles you, and all the sensations you experience, you know that it can only go as far as we're holding you. So feel it all, but then know that you're inside of something and you can't go too far out in a bad way.
Thank you, Allison. And then from the chat box, we have one from Anna Van Tuinen. Oops. Mikka, you deeply inspire me each time that we interact. You follow your inner nature and live 100% true to you. You have had a huge impact on my own life. To know that we can be empowered to be mothers on our own terms. I cannot wait to see what lays ahead. And then we have one from Ron Rafalovich. Mikka, I wanted to speak but have loud toddler around. Before I leave, I wanted to say that since I met you about 5 years ago, I knew that you will accomplish whatever you set your mind to. I was lucky to be a part of your dance journey and a witness to your many amazing endeavors. You are going to be an incredible mom, and I am joining your supportive community in welcoming you and baby Minx to the new stage in your life, XXX. And then from Caroline West. Mikka, it has been wonderful to be a part of this special event with so many people who love you. You have been such a joy to get to know. I have loved being a part of this journey with you. Your energy lights up a room, and you have been an inspiration to me with your connection to your body and staying true to yourself with your birth journey. Your daughter will have a beautiful life with you as her mom. I look forward to spending time with you and your daughter in the future. You look radiant, and I wish you a beautiful birth. And Amanda Thornton. My blessing is a hope for laughter as well as tears. When you both discover the many things in the world you have the chance to explore together. And from Beth Moore. Mikka, may this bead represent strength and love in your journey. May you breathe in the support and the love of your friends and family, and all the wise mothers who have come before you during your labor and birthing process. And know that we are all with you in spirit. Love you. And then I have from Sachita Melina. She says, I wish you the wisdom of the Pacific Ocean, the warmth of the sand dunes, the strength of the rocks, and the flexibility of the reeds and the grasses. I wish you the orgasmic joy of the universe unfolding, and infinite rainbows of light and eternal love. May you receive your daughter with radiant, fierce grace. And from Angela Chu. Remind yourself that this sensation is bringing me closer to my baby. Every time you feel something uncomfortable or painful, and welcome that sensation. And from Danny Burt. May your child grow up with your passion for life, and may she have your ability to drive through all obstacles she faces in life. And from Ian Nathan. Mikka, I wish you abundance and love that knows no limits. And from Annie Artura. May your birth experience feel both uniquely meaningful and also grounded in deep history of care. May you and your baby always have the wisdom and self-compassion to communicate what you need. And then from me, Mikka, I see such a beautiful birth ahead for you. My wish for you is that you're able to meet your birth from your highest truth and follow the twists and turns, trusting your intuition, feeling the support of your birth attendants, from all of us on this call, and from all the people who love you. And I hope that you're able to meet your baby feeling like a queen. Oh, that is an epic necklace. Please send me a picture so I can send it out to all the participants. And as we wrap up, I would love to take a screenshot of everybody. I'm gonna have to do 2 screens, but if everyone could just smile on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. And then one more time for the other screen. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. This is so beautiful to hear all of your love and reflections and blessings to Mikka. It was really an honor to be a part of this. And I wanted to close the circle by explaining the candle that we lit at the beginning. I invite you to keep the candles close to you, and as Mikka goes into labor, I think we'll coordinate with her doula, Taylor, to send out a notification to all of us. And if we could light the same candle and just send Mikka our love, send her our blessing, and just keep the candle lit for her labor until we hear that her baby's born. That would mean a lot to Mikka. And I also just want to mention again the postpartum rainy day notes. If there's anything that comes up for you after this call is finished that you want to send to Mikka, she would love to hear how this experience was for you, and read that when she's home in bed with her new baby, you know, cuddling up and has extra time and would love another hug or just a smile. So please feel free to write something to Mikka and send it along, and I'll make sure to send out some instructions for that. And I just wanted to close by reading this poem, and then we
Can I
will
say
let.
as well before we end?
Please, yes.
I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude. I don't know about you guys, but I've just been so alone over here, and so you know, and in my head sometimes I think that I am totally alone. And it's kind of just mind-blowing to hear from you guys, and and just, yeah, that reality that I'm not alone, and that we're not alone, even if we're very isolated. And so it just really means so much to me to hear from you guys, and hear
what you have to share and the ways that you feel connected, because I really feel connected to all of you and want to continue to nourish that connection. And while I was hearing all of the wishes for my birth, I was just imagining the intensity. I don't know if you guys have ever imagined yourself going into birth for the first time, but it's really intense to just imagine that. And I was just imagining just everything, all the fear and the intensity and the love and the emotion and the open and the like just breaking open, and just how much it means to me to have those wonderful messages while I'm in that place. You know, it's me and my crazy experience, but I feel so connected. I was feeling into that, and I felt so connected in that moment. So thank you. Feeling into it. So thank you so much. This just means so much to me, and I'm really going to cherish this. Probably going to listen to this over and over again, and yeah, and really cherish these beads that represent that for me, because it's going to be really important to me to feel that, especially in the moments where I think I'm all alone for a second, because I can't do it if I'm alone.
Thanks, Mikka. And just to close, this poem is called Her Voice. For some, she comes in a dream. For others, in words as clear as a bell. It is time, I am here. She may come in a whisper so loud she can deafen you, or shout so quiet you strain to hear. She may appear in the waves or the face of the moon, in a red goddess or a crow. The voice of she, we were told, did not exist. Of she, we were told not to trust. The voice of she we did not expect, ringing in the darkness, calling you home. Who is she? She is your power, your feminine source, big mama, goddess, the great mystery, web weaver. The first time, the 20th time, you may not recognize her. You may pretend not to hear as she fills your body with ripples of terror and delight. But when she calls, you will know it. Then it is up to you to decide if you will answer. And with that, let us all blow out our candles and close the circle. Thank you so much, everybody.